Captain Michael Harrison had 20,000 flight hours under his belt, but nothing prepared him for what he saw on final approach that night. Another aircraft, lights blazing, touching down smoothly on runway 27 left. The only problem was that runway had been closed for 12 years, after a catastrophic accident that killed everyone on board. Before we dive in, what time are you listening? Where are you from? Drop a comment below and tell me. And please like and subscribe for more videos like this. Michael wipes the sweat from his forehead as he sits in the cockpit. The rain hammers against the windscreen. Lightning flashes across the dark sky. He has been flying for 30 years. Never once has he questioned what he sees. But tonight is different. Tonight, everything changes. He is bringing Flight 742 into Portland International Airport. 230 passengers sit behind him. They trust him with their lives. His co-pilot James sits beside him. James is young, eager, always by the book. The air traffic controller crackles through the radio. Cleared for landing on runway 28 right. Michael acknowledges. He begins his descent. The plane cuts through thick clouds. Rain pelts the aircraft. Visibility is poor but manageable. He has landed in worse conditions. The airport lights appear below, amber and white dots cutting through the darkness. He lines up his approach. Everything is routine. Everything is normal. Then he sees it, another plane, clear as day, landing on the parallel runway. Runway 27 left. His heart skips a beat. That runway is closed, has been closed since 2007. He knows this. Every pilot knows this. A commuter plane crashed there. 43 people died. The runway was shut down permanently, torn up, turned into a taxiway. Yet there it is, a plane touching down, wheels kissing the concrete, landing lights illuminating the rain. He blinks, rubs his eyes. The image remains. James is focused on his instruments. He has not noticed. Michael wants to say something, but the words stick in his throat. What would he even say? He continues his approach. His hands tremble slightly on the controls. The other plane is still visible, rolling down the closed runway, slowing to a stop. Then it turns, begins to taxi. But the runway ends in a fence. There is nowhere to go. Michael lands his own aircraft smoothly. The wheels touch down. He applies reverse thrust. The plane His mind races. Did he really see that? Was it real? He taxis toward the gate. His eyes search the darkness, looking for the other plane. There is nothing. No aircraft, no lights, just empty pavement and rain. James is chattering about the weather. Michael barely hears him. They reach the gate. The passengers disembark. Michael sits in silence. He needs to report this. But report what? A ghost plane. He will sound insane. He will lose his license. His career will be over. But he cannot shake what he saw. It was real. He knows it was real. Michael does not sleep that night. He sits in his hotel room staring at the wall. Every time he closes his eyes, he sees the plane landing on that cursed runway. He pulls out his laptop, searches for information. The accident from 2007 fills his screen. Flight 693, a regional jet. Mechanical failure on approach. The pilots tried to recover. They could not. The plane slammed into the runway, burst into flames. Everyone on board perished. The investigation took months. The runway was deemed cursed by superstitious staff. Management decided to close it permanently. The concrete was partially removed. Barriers were erected. It became a taxiway for ground vehicles only. No plane should ever land there again. Michael reads survivor accounts. There were no survivors, but ground crew witnessed it. They described the horror, the sound of metal tearing, the fireball that lit up the night, the screams. He clicks on another article. Other pilots have reported strange things. Lights where there should be none. Radio chatter from Flight 693 still coming through. A plane that appears and vanishes. Michael is not the first, but none of the reports are official. They are whispers. Stories shared in crew lounges. Nobody wants to go on record. Nobody wants to risk their career. Michael understands. He closes his laptop, tries to sleep, fails. The next morning he has another flight. Different route, different destination, but he cannot focus. His mind keeps returning to what he saw. He goes through the motions, completes his pre-flight checks, greets the passengers, takes off smoothly. But doubt gnaws at him. What if it happens again? What if next time there is a collision? He lands without incident, returns home. His wife notices something is wrong. He tells her he is tired. She believes him. Days pass. He flies more routes, sees nothing unusual. Maybe it was a one-time thing, stress, fatigue, a trick of the light and rain. He almost convinces himself. Then he gets assigned to Portland again. Same route, same time, same weather, heavy rain, poor visibility. His stomach churns. He does not want to fly this route, but he cannot refuse without explanation. He boards the aircraft. James is his co-pilot again. They go through their routine. The flight is smooth. They approach Portland. Air traffic control clears them for runway 28 right. Michael begins his descent. His hands are steady, but his heart pounds. The clouds part. The airport appears below, and there it is again. The plane, landing on runway 27 left, clear as anything. Every detail visible. The airline markings, the registration number, November 7, 3 Quebec. He recognizes it immediately. That is the registration of Flight 693. The plane that crashed 12 years ago. His breath catches. This time James sees it too. His co-pilot gasps. "Did you see that?" James asks. His voice is shaky. Michael nods. He cannot speak. The ghost plane touches down, rolls along the closed runway. But this time something different happens. The plane does not stop. It continues rolling, faster than it should. Then it lifts off again, climbs into the sky, turns directly toward them. Michael's blood runs cold. He grabs the controls, prepares to take evasive action, but the other plane vanishes, gone in an instant, as if it never existed. James is pale. His hands grip his armrests. "What was that?" he asks. "I do not know," Michael says, "but we both saw it." They land safely, taxi to the gate. Neither speaks. They know what they witnessed. They also know nobody will believe them. After the passengers leave, Michael makes a decision. He has to investigate. He has to know the truth. Michael spends his days off digging into the history of runway 27 left. He visits the airport, talks to maintenance crews, old-timers who remember the accident. They share stories, strange occurrences over the years. Equipment malfunctioning near the old runway, workers refusing to go there at night. One mechanic tells him about a night 3 years ago. He was driving a fuel truck past the closed runway. He saw a plane, just sitting there. Lights on, engines running. He radioed it in. Security came. Found nothing. The mechanic was written up for making false reports. He never spoke about it again until now. Michael asks about the crash. What caused it? The official report said mechanical failure, but rumors persisted. Some believed it was sabotage. Others thought pilot error. The truth was never fully clear. One retired controller pulls Michael aside. He was on duty the night of the crash. He heard everything. The pilots were calm at first, then panic. They were trying to land on 28 right, but something went wrong. The plane veered off course, headed 4-7 left instead. They could not correct, could not pull up. The controller's voice breaks as he remembers. He says he still hears their final transmission sometimes, coming through his headset even though he retired 5 years ago. Michael feels a chill. He asks if anyone else has seen the ghost plane recently. The controller nods. More sightings in the past year. Always during bad weather. Always the same flight. November 7, 3 Quebec. Landing on the closed runway. Some believe it is a warning. Others think the dead are trying to tell them something. Michael asks what they could be trying to say. The controller shrugs. Maybe they want justice. Maybe they want the truth to come out. Maybe they just want to go home. Michael returns to his hotel. His mind is racing. He has to fly out of Portland again in 2 days. Same route. Same time. He checks the weather forecast. Heavy rain expected. Low visibility. Perfect conditions for another sighting. He makes a plan. This time, he will be ready. He will document everything. He brings a camera, sets it up in the cockpit. James is his co-pilot again. Michael tells him about the investigation. James is skeptical but curious. They take off. The flight is routine until they approach Portland. The weather is worse than forecast. Rain pours down. Wind buffets the aircraft. Air traffic control clears them for landing. Michael lines up his approach. His eyes scan the parallel runway. At first there is nothing, just darkness and rain. Then the lights appear. The ghost plane materializes, landing gear down, descending toward the closed runway. Michael activates his camera, records everything. The plane touches down. But this time, Michael notices something different. The plane is struggling. Its movements are erratic, like the pilots are fighting for control. It swerves, tilts dangerously. Then it happens. The plane crashes, right there in front of him, exactly as it did 12 years ago. Flames erupt. The fireball lights up the night. Michael can see every horrifying detail. James screams. Michael pulls up, aborts his landing, circles around. His heart is hammering. His radio crackles. Air traffic control asks if there is a problem. Michael looks down at the closed runway. There is no fire, no wreckage, nothing. Just empty pavement. He tells the controller everything is fine. requests permission to land again. They clear him. He brings the plane down safely. His hands shake the entire time. After landing, Michael reviews the camera footage. It captured everything. The ghost plane, the crash, the fire, all of it. He has proof. He shows James. His co-pilot is stunned. They decide to go to the authorities. Not the airline. Not the FAA. The local police. Maybe even the media. Someone needs to know. They contact a detective who investigated the original crash. He agrees to meet them. They show him the footage. He watches in silence. When it ends, he sits back. He tells them something he has never told anyone. The crash investigation was incomplete. There were inconsistencies, evidence that did not add up. But pressure came from above to close the case quickly. The airline wanted it buried. Too much liability. Too many questions. The detective suspected sabotage but could never prove it. He believes someone tampered with the aircraft, caused a mechanical failure. 43 people died because of it, and the killer was never caught. Michael asks why the ghost plane appears now. The detective has a theory. The dead are trying to show what really happened. They are replaying their final moments, hoping someone will see, someone will investigate, someone will bring them justice. Michael realizes this is bigger than he thought. This is not just a haunting. This is a message. He decides to dig deeper. He contacts families of the victims. Some are willing to talk. They tell him about their loved ones. Pilots, flight attendants, passengers. People with hopes and dreams. People who never made it home. One woman lost her husband. He was the captain of Flight 693. She never believed the official story. She says her husband was too experienced to make a fatal error. She thinks someone sabotaged the plane. She has been fighting for a new investigation for 12 years. Nobody will listen. Until now. Michael promises to help. He goes public with the footage, posts it online. It goes viral. Millions of views in days. News outlets pick it up. Aviation experts analyze it. Some call it a hoax. Others cannot explain it. The FAA is forced to respond. They launch a new investigation into the original crash. Fresh eyes on old evidence. Forensic teams re-examine the wreckage, and they find something. Evidence of tampering. A critical component was deliberately damaged. This was not an accident. This was murder. The case is reopened. Detectives follow new leads. They discover a disgruntled employee, someone with a grudge against the airline, someone who had access to the aircraft. He confessed before taking his own life years ago, but his confession was hidden, buried by people who wanted to protect the airline's reputation. Now the truth is out. The families finally have answers. Justice is served even if it came too late. Michael returns to Portland one last time. He requests the same route, same approach. He wants to see if the ghost plane appears again. The weather is clear. No rain, no clouds. Perfect visibility. He lines up for landing. His eyes drift to runway 27 left. It is empty, dark, silent. No ghost plane. No lights, nothing. He lands smoothly, taxis to the gate. As he shuts down the engines, he feels a sense of peace. The dead got their message across. The truth came out. Maybe now they can rest. James turns to him. Do you think it is over? Michael nods. I think they got what they needed. They wanted someone to see, someone to care, someone to fight for them. And we did. He thinks about the 43 people who died. They did not die in vain. Their deaths led to changes, new safety protocols, stricter inspections, better oversight, and their story will never be forgotten. Michael's career continues. He flies for many more years, but he never forgets that night. The night he saw a plane land on a runway that had been closed for 12 years. The night that changed everything. He tells the story to other pilots, warns them to always trust what they see, to never ignore the unexplained, because sometimes the impossible is real. Sometimes the dead find a way to speak, and sometimes justice comes from the most unexpected places. Michael retires eventually, looks back on his career with pride. He saved lives by speaking up, by refusing to stay silent, by believing in what he saw even when others doubted. The families of Flight 693 sent him letters. Thank him for giving them closure, for fighting when everyone else gave up. He keeps those letters, reads them when he doubts himself. They remind him why he became a pilot, to keep people safe, to bring them home, and sometimes to give voice to those who can no longer speak. The closed runway remains closed. A memorial now stands beside it. 43 names etched in stone. A reminder of what was lost. And what was found? Michael visits it once, stands in the rain, pays his respects. He whispers a promise that he will never forget, that their story will live on, that they did not die in silence. As he walks away, he glances back one last time. For just a moment he thinks he sees lights, a plane in the distance. Then it is gone. He smiles. Maybe they are finally at peace. Maybe they are finally home. He gets in his car and drives away. The rain continues to fall, but the sky feels a little lighter, the burden a little less heavy, because the truth has a way of setting things right, even if it takes 12 years, even if it requires a ghost, even if it demands everything you have. The truth always finds a way. So, if you like this video, please like and subscribe for more videos like this.